Hello and welcome to Daria. We've got a pretty standard Daria deck to play today. Unfortunately, I didn't actually get to play Daria. Ironic that this is a Daria deck that didn't need Daria to win its matches. It was just a little bit of fun. I always liked playing Daria decks. I found them quite enjoyable to just, spam big boards and have your opponent have to deal with them. That was always fun moments, and you get a lot of salty players at these sort of decks, so I thought, why not? I mean, we're at the time where we've pretty much got the expansion the next day or so, why not just throw Daria out there? So we're going to check it out and get right into it. So this deck does run itself very quickly. Even without playing Daria, you really just want to be spamming all your low cost stuff to the board as quickly as possible and abusing your spells as much as you can. So good starting hands like this is usually okay, but I prefer to go for something a little more high end, which is why I threw the Ogler away, as I really didn't want to have to deal with that right then with the double Angelic Snipe. I would have much rather have drawn into a Daria and been able to boost that. Of course, I did keep one Angelic Snipe, so I had a guaranteed turn 1 play, but outside of that, there wasn't really anything else anyway. And our next draws weren't actually that bad, especially since we were going second. Getting that double draw really does help. So we're going to struggle a little bit in the early game here, as we don't have a functional way to deal with the Shadow player. We've really just got to kind of waste cards and spell boost the way we can. So double Lady Grey. There was no point going face with my spells because Lady Grey would negate the healing, so targeting the board was definitely the best option. We get a Mysterian Knowledge. Luckily that does give us the Missile, which is going to let us clear out a couple of cards there, like being able to just even get rid of that one was more value. Plus, I mean, we have got Angelic Snipe for next turn, and we've actually seen our third Lady Grey already, so once we've dealt with those, we shouldn't really have any big cards to contend with. So we did get the Fates. I play it out because I actually want to play the Ogler here. So getting it for 0 is definitely worthwhile. I don't really have a reason to use the Enchanted yet. I feel like that would be a pretty big waste at this point. But being able to limit how many cards Shadow has on board is always what you want to be able to do. So there's a nice couple of zombie parties. It does mean Shadow's down to 1 card, which is great for us. That's the exact kind of situation you want to be in. Leaving Shadow with as few followers as possible. And our next turn is looking very promising. I mean, we've got a nice ping effect. We've even got another one with the Angelic Snipes. We're going to get the clear on that. Chimera's going to take this out. Even with an Evo, should be able to take out the next one. Or actually Wind Blast. That will work just as well. 3 damage Wind Blast. Leaving up our 6/6. Super solid. Death's Breath looking to counter. Not quite going to be enough though, I don't think, with everything else we have here. Pushing the Golem Assault is probably the way to go. Along with another Ogler, we're going to be able to clear out 2 of these zombies really efficiently, while setting up that really nice Conjure Guard. So those triple Conjure Guards are going to come in wonderfully handy, locking out a lot of potential damage and dealing with these board pretty well. We're going to be able to deal 11 damage to our opponent's face next turn, which is absolutely nuts. Of course, we are only on 6, which means they got a pretty decent chance at winning this. I mean, an Ektar would give them at least a chance. Actually, I think if they played Ektar next turn, they would be able to win the game. Actually, no, they would be just short, sorry, because they would miss out on the attack here. So Ektar would be 1 kill off getting lethal, which is perfect for me and ends in our victory. And now we fight Bloodcraft. Bloodcraft seems to be fairly popular, I guess. It's not surprising. Dark Beast Bat is pretty overkill, but I do prefer to see a little bit more variety from Blood. Just seeing Dark Beast Bat as the only Blood deck is a little disappointing and very predictable, so it's not hard to play around a little bit. I mean, it doesn't necessarily need playing around because, of course, Dark Beast Bat will nearly try to kill you on 7 every single time, but it's not impossible to play around it if you know what you're doing. Of course, in my case, I don't really have a choice. I just have to throw spells because I didn't draw the best hand to deal with this, and Dark Fist Bat isn't exactly the best matchup for a Daria deck that wants to be just that little bit slower. So the Glow's okay, but I didn't really have a decent target. I think Ambling was my only decent target. If I had have sent any of the others, they would get probably even more advantage out of it. Although, if I had got rid of Reckless Parish, that could have been a little bit better. So I guess I could have made a little bit better there. And we've got a fairly decent spelled hand though. We're going to be able to deal with these things fairly easily. Wind Blast will get rid of the ram, so healing isn't going to become too much of a problem. We've already ramped up pretty consistently, and all we need is for them to deal some more damage to themselves, which they're doing for us at this point. So if we can get one more good turn like that, we should be fine. So we go for the Conjure, because why not? Along with the Fate's Hand. So they are going to heal up a little bit. That's not going to be a big surprise, honestly. The healing is to be completely expected. We are going to pretty much negate that though, and the Flower Beds are also going to negate it, so they're actually going to be taking a little bit more. They will be left at maximum 9 health next turn, which is even less now they play double Snarling Chains into Ambling, leaving them at 8, putting them at 6 next turn, which, considering we have our 2-drop on board there, we are actually going to have a lethal super early and clear this game out in the quickest time I have ever cleared out a game, probably. Well, okay, maybe not the quickest, but nearly the quickest time to get them down to 0 with this Blade Mage here. Playing Daria, like, usually they don't go that smoothly. So I would have liked this video to be just a little bit longer, but I mean, with the expansion right around the corner, there isn't much point just fluffing this video for no reason. So hopefully you guys did enjoy it. I do enjoy playing Daria. If you want to check it out, I will have the link in the description below. We'll probably have some form of updated or more up-to-date versions as the next expansion comes out, as I always like to revisit some of these decks from the past. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.